Hello, hello. How are you guys? Jessica Coulter here, CEO and founder of Ace Cookie Tutoring. Today we are finalizing our effort myth video series. So today is all about passing and passing grades being good enough. So moms and dads that are watching, let me know. Does your teen think passing is good enough? Maybe that comes in GPA overall or just a certain class. I want to know what's happening with your teens at home. We're talking about this because I have a Facebook group where I teach all sorts of study skills and I teach teens how to love learning. Well, I really help their parents know that it is possible. Definitely join us if you're not already a member by clicking the link in the description. So let's talk about this. Now that you've told me that your teen is, one of those teens that feels that way, or if you've got a kid that, wants straight A's, wherever your kiddo might be, let me know. And I want to tell you guys that if your teen is in that position, whatever your teen has to have to pass at his school, at, his personal preferences, because I got to tell you, I had a family member that was all about D for diploma. So maybe that's where your kid's at. Others are, and at the college level, a lot of time you have to have a C to count that class towards your major. So, depending on where your kid is at, do know sometimes that's all teens want. That's all they want is they want to just pass. They think that's enough. And I got to tell you, it's a myth because, it's good enough for the moment, but only good enough for the moment if nothing bad happens. If your teen does everything perfectly to keep that good enough, just passing grade maintained. Okay. Unfortunately, what can happen is your teen has a C, and then all of a sudden he takes a test and he doesn't get the grade he needs to maintain the C. He fails the test. And so then his passing grade stops being passing. Or maybe he forgets to do a really big project that was worth half of his grade. And so he doesn't get any partial points. He doesn't get, partial credit. He just gets a big fat 0, which tanks his grades. So that is the reason this is the biggest myth. So moms and dads, if you're having this argument with your teens, do know, I support you, that good enough passing grades really aren't good enough. I want you to know, I want them to know that you got to have some insurance. Whenever I see students that I tutor, that I study coach, let alone ones I see in the classroom as a substitute teacher, and they're offered extra credit and they don't do it, to me, it's just kind of like shooting yourself in the foot. It's like, you might have a grade in the class right now. That's awesome. Like even me as a straight A student, did I really need the extra credit? I don't know. I mean, it was insurance. And I got to tell you, as your kids get older and older, extra credit is less and less likely. I mean, one of the students I work with right now tells me that at his school, it's not allowed. Like teachers are literally not allowed by the school to give out extra credit. And that's going to very much be the case at the college level. And once your teen, if he goes on to something else, whether it's undergrad, graduate school, even something more than that, or maybe even trade school, technical school, some kind of program that's school without being school, I got to tell you that extra credit doesn't really exist all the time. There's no guarantee. So if your teen gets the opportunity, he's got to do it. Your daughter has to take advantage, even if her grade is passing, even if she thinks she's going to be fine. So let's talk about this idea of passing being good enough more in just a second. Before I do, though, I want you to know we're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube right now. So make sure you're a follower, make sure you're a subscriber, because there will be a new myth video series every week. And if you guys have questions, if you have suggestions, then I want to hear them, because the more I know about what you're going through, what your teen needs help with, the more I can create content just for you. So what else to say, guys, before we officially wrap up this particular myth and this particular series? Do know that I would obviously love all students to be straight A students. And I would love all students to be absolute wonderful grade-wise students. And I also really, really want students to learn. So I know a lot of parents I've questioned, I've surveyed, and asked them, hey, are the grades more important? Or is the learning, the comprehending more important? And hands down, learning always comes out on top. And I got to tell you, like I bet moms and dads that are watching, without effort, there is no learning. Okay. And you might think, my kid is only barely passing. He's not making a lot of effort, so he's not really learning a lot. Well, unfortunately, there can be students that make an amazing amount of effort and they just don't get it. That does happen. And so, unfortunately, there's not always a correlation between effort and grades, but there is always, at least in my opinion, a correlation between effort and learning. Okay. Sometimes you look at something and it just clicks. Well, yeah, that's awesome, but there's going to have to be effort to make sure it sticks, to make sure you can use it for other things than just looking at it and yeah, it makes sense. Okay. So, parents, I support you when your teens are saying, hey, I'm passing, leave me alone. I got to tell you, passing is just such a slippery slope to be on. There's just so many ways it can go wrong. There's so many ways that you're passing until like a week before finals, and then that final goes horribly. Or you're in a group project, your team might be with some people that don't make a lot of effort, and that could be your own teen. So think about this. And the group is graded together, and someone doesn't do their part, or your team doesn't do his part, and that's going to really, really hurt the overall grade in that class. And sometimes there's no coming back from it, especially if your team is right in that border of passing, not passing. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Remember, we have talked about myths involving effort all week. So definitely you can catch those on my Ace Cookie Tutoring business page and on my YouTube channel. And remember, I have help, I have strategies available in my group called Teaching Teens to Love Learning. All you got to do to join us, click the link in the description, answer a couple questions, and we will figure out how to inspire your teen to make the effort, to actually want to learn, to actually get those great grades that aren't just passing. So see you soon in the group. Bye.